Improving your English reading skills can be a rewarding journey, offering a wealth of benefits from expanding your vocabulary to enhancing your overall comprehension. Reading in English is not just about understanding the words on a page. It's about connecting with the text, grasping its meaning, and applying what you learn to your language skills. To make the most of your reading practice, here are some useful tips and techniques that can help you become a more effective reader. One effective approach to improving your reading skills is to start with materials that match your current proficiency level. If you choose texts that are too difficult, you might become frustrated and lose motivation. On the other hand, if you start with material that is too easy, you might not challenge yourself enough to make progress. Finding a balance is key. Begin with books, articles, or stories that are just a little bit above your current level of understanding. This way, you can gradually build your skills without feeling overwhelmed. To illustrate this, let's consider the story of Jack, a high school student who wanted to improve his English reading skills. Jack had always struggled with reading comprehension, so he decided to start with simple texts that were appropriate for his level. He chose short stories and easy novels with clear language and engaging plots. At first, Jack found these texts manageable and enjoyable, which helped him build confidence. As he improved, he slowly moved on to more complex books and articles, continuing to challenge himself while still maintaining a sense of accomplishment. Another important tip is to make use of context clues to help you understand new vocabulary. When you come across unfamiliar words, try to infer their meanings from the surrounding text. Look at the sentences before and after the unknown word to get a sense of its meaning. Often, the context can provide hints about what the word might mean. This technique not only helps you understand the text more deeply, but also aids in expanding your vocabulary without constantly relying on a dictionary. In Jack's case, he encountered many new words while reading his chosen texts. Instead of stopping to look up every unfamiliar word, he began to practice using context clues. For example, when he read the word fascinating in a sentence describing an interesting event, he could guess that it meant very interesting based on the context. This approach allowed Jack to keep his reading flow and gradually learn new vocabulary. Active reading techniques are also beneficial for improving comprehension. This means engaging with the text as you read, rather than passively skimming through it. One effective technique is to take notes or highlight important points as you read. By jotting down key ideas or marking interesting passages, you can create a reference for later and reinforce your understanding of the material. Additionally, summarizing what you've read in your own words helps to solidify your comprehension and retain important information. Jack adopted active reading strategies to enhance his understanding. He would underline sentences that he found particularly meaningful and write brief summaries of each chapter after finishing. This practice helped him remember the main ideas and clarify any confusing parts. As a result, Jack's comprehension improved, and he found it easier to discuss and analyze the texts he read. Another useful tip is to read regularly and establish a consistent reading routine. Setting aside a specific time each day for reading helps create a habit and ensures that you continually practice and improve your skills. Whether it's 10 minutes before bed or during your lunch break, regular reading helps you stay engaged with the language and make steady progress. Over time, you'll find that your reading speed and comprehension naturally improve as a result of consistent practice. Jack made reading a part of his daily routine by setting aside time each evening to read a chapter from his current book. This consistency helped him build a habit and stay motivated. He noticed that, as he read more regularly, he became more comfortable with the language and could understand more complex texts. Regular practice played a significant role in Jack's improvement. Reading aloud is another effective technique for enhancing your reading skills. When you read aloud, you practice pronunciation, intonation, and fluency, which can help you become more comfortable with speaking and understanding English. Reading aloud also helps reinforce comprehension, as it requires you to process and articulate the text. This practice can be particularly useful for learners who want to improve their speaking and listening skills alongside their reading abilities. Jack found that reading aloud improved his overall language skills. He would read passages from his books out loud, paying attention to pronunciation and expression. This practice not only helped him with his reading, but also made him more confident in speaking English. He noticed that his understanding of the text deepened when he read it aloud, and he became more comfortable with the language. Using supplementary materials can also enhance your reading practice. Many educational resources offer activities, exercises, and quizzes that complement the text you are reading. These materials can help reinforce your understanding, test your comprehension, and provide additional practice. For instance, vocabulary lists, comprehension questions, and discussion prompts related to the text you read can offer valuable opportunities to apply what you've learned. In Jack's learning journey, he discovered online resources that provided quizzes and exercises related to the books he was reading. These supplementary materials allowed him to test his comprehension and review key concepts. By incorporating these activities into his reading routine, Jack was able to reinforce his learning and gain a deeper understanding of the texts. Engaging with different types of texts and genres can also be beneficial for expanding your reading skills. Exploring a variety of materials, such as fiction, nonfiction, newspapers, and magazines, exposes you to different writing styles and topics. This diversity helps you become more versatile as a reader and improves your ability to understand and analyze different types of content. Jack enjoyed exploring various genres, from adventure novels to science articles. By reading a mix of fiction and nonfiction, he broadened his understanding of different writing styles and subject matter. This variety kept his reading practice interesting and challenging, and he found that it helped him become a more well-rounded reader. Lastly, don't forget to enjoy the reading process. Choose texts that interest you and make reading an enjoyable experience. When you are engaged with the content, you are more likely to stay motivated and make progress. Reading should be a pleasurable activity, not just a task to complete. Find books, articles, and stories that captivate your imagination and keep you excited about learning. Jack's passion for reading played a crucial role in his improvement. He chose books and articles that fascinated him, which made his reading practice enjoyable and rewarding. By staying enthusiastic and curious, Jack maintained his motivation and continued to make significant progress in his English reading skills. In summary, improving your English reading skills involves a combination of strategies and practices. Starting with appropriate materials, using context clues, employing active reading techniques, reading regularly, and engaging in supplementary activities are all effective ways to enhance your reading abilities. Reading aloud, exploring different genres, and finding enjoyment in the process further contribute to a successful reading practice. By following these tips and staying motivated, you can develop your reading skills and achieve greater proficiency in English. Jack's story demonstrates how dedication, consistent practice, and a love for reading can lead to significant improvement and a deeper connection with the language.